Hello gaming peeps, it's Neil from Gamerevolution. I'm just bringing you a first impression, my first impression video. This is going to be for Call of Duty Advanced Warfighter. Check the trailer on YouTube. I'm going to diagnose the trailer that we've had released. The first thing you'll notice is the legend that is Kevin Spacey. He's doing the narration for it. It seems to be playing quite a big role. He's kind of a sort of tyrant, drunk with power. It seems to be like he's going to be the main bad guy in the game that you have to sort of take down. Whether he's going to be sort of the end sort of boss kind of, where you actually get to kill Kevin Spacey, who knows? We don't know that so far. But when you see him, you can't not recognise him. The graphics, are, how they've done him, is absolutely brilliant. And he's narrating about the start about that people don't need democracy. They haven't earned it. They wouldn't know what to do with it, and he's the man to basically look to. And then the sort of trailer moves on, and you get to see what we all want to see is the weaponry and the soldiers and the characters you play. The main character in this seems to be, he features quite a lot in the video, a sort of guy in a beanie hat. Whether he's the main character or sort of a secondary main character, we're not sure yet. But he does play quite a prominent part in the trailer. You'll see that as he's by a helicopter in various other locations, you'll see him. The one thing to note though, this is not like old world wars, or it's not like really the modern warfare. This is going into the future, but not too futuristic. The first thing you'll notice is the sort of exoskeleton futuristic suits that I've got on. It reminds me kind of a bit of a Pacific Rim. They seem to be not necessarily kind of suits really, more like they're with one with the soldier sort of intertwined in them with a long metal, looks like spine down the back that seems to integrate itself to the soldier. Very, very nice suits. They've got an Atlas sort of logo on them. We're assuming that is the makers of the technology during this game. It features quite a lot, or there's an A in quite a lot of the footage. You'll see it if you pause and have a look. You'll see just what I mean. I think they're the developers of the warfare. Whether it's Kevin Spacey's group that he's built to sort of amass to build the technology, or whether it's just the fact that you play people from Atlas who are trying to take down Kevin Spacey. We don't know, but the suits are very, very nice. Later on, towards the end of the trailer, you'll see a huge suit. Now this looks like a kind of a Titanfall type thing. Now whether the developers knew Titanfall was coming out, and this is a kind of a Titanfall Call of Duty mishmash to try and take it on, I'm not sure, but it does look extremely good. Don't think it would fit well into multiplayer unless it was some sort of kill streak, a bit like the Juggernaut, because I mean if you had the suit, it looks like you'd be unstoppable. I mean you'll see in the trailer a MIDI gun appears out of one of the arms, and you know, if you walked around with a suit like that and a MIDI gun like that, you would, you know, own the whole match. Kill streak, just unbelievable. It is a nice suit though, as I say, very specific rim and that kind of thing. One thing to note though, with the suits, it's not like your human abilities. These suits give you things. When I say things, I mean like you'll see in the trailer a guy leaps near enough 15-20 foot in the air across a bridge and onto a bus. So obviously these suits are given super abilities like the big jump. There's a bit where a guy literally jumps onto the bus, jumps onto a tank and punches through the metal doors on the front of the tank and grabs out a guy and throws him unceremoniously into a pole. There's another bit where a guy bursts through the door, you'll see that. He literally, one punch flies him down down over a barricade and down to what is his imminent death. So it looks like it's giving you sort of super abilities. Also you'll notice a guy very Predator-like cloaks his suit, becomes pretty much invisible. This, as I say, very Predator-like. There's another part in the trailer where you'll see a hand grenade thrown down and it drops through into a room and it don't kill anybody but literally flashes and shows you every enemy, very much like the Predator mask that goes on to see the heat. And it only lasts a short time, but you can see there's not going to be just destructive weaponry, there's going to be sort of helping hands, as it were. Very, very nicely done, I have to say. How a lot of this will fit into multiplayer, I don't know. I assume the makers will decide what's too strong and what's not, because I mean some of the stuff, the guy who looks at his hands and is able to run up a wall makes you very vulnerable to attack. But would it fit into multiplayer with all these abilities? Not exactly sure. Weapons wise, we haven't seen much, although there are some nice snippets. You'll notice one guy, he has a double scope on there. Now whether that will make the accuracy extremely spot on, or it's for other reasons. It could be a infrared with an accuracy target on there. You do see the gun later on. You see them mainly one gun. There is another, but mainly one gun with various different attachments at various times in the game. You'll see it with a silencer on, the acog sight that we all know, but you'll just look out for the double sight. Very, very nicely done. I think that there's a lot of different. Going to be a lot of different weapons, and it's going to be a totally different Call of Duty that we know. For example, there's a guy who deploys a structure down, stretches it out, and it looks like some sort of titanium silicon wall, like a self wall. Now obviously if you put that in multiplayer, it's like your own barrier. It would be highly unfair. But in the single player, the door's open, he's behind it, and he's just absorbing the bullets. Really, really cool. So I think this is going to have some nice features. I think with these behind them, it's the first one they've done, and I think they're going to take it really far, because it looks like quite a big leap in terms of Call of Duty type games. As in vehicles, there's quite a few in the trailer. You'll notice. First thing to notice is the helicopters with the double rotary blades. Now there's a huge batch of them, one seen in the trailer, and you'll see it cloak like a Klingon ship and disappear. Whereas there's also little tiny ones. There's one part in the trailer on the San Francisco bridge, the Golden Gate Bridge, where a structure comes out the back and loads of them fly out. There's also a bit where a lady soldier throws one in her hand up and it flies off. So it looks like they can be deployed very quickly, very fast, and quite easily carried. As I say, the San Francisco Bridge part, it plays quite a huge prominent part in the trailer. Looks like this may be the scene for the big battle in this game, and Kevin Spacey is looking down on a city in electronic form, like a hologram, which may be San Francisco. Whether he's ruling it kind of with an iron thumb, we're yet to find out. Other types of vehicles in there I've noticed, you'll see an aliens type dropship drop down. Now, whether this is going to deploy other vehicles or literally for carrying soldiers or dropping extra weaponry, not sure. It doesn't show that, but possibilities could be endless with that. The coolest thing I've seen so far is the hover bikes. No jet skis, no normal motorbikes. They are Judge Dredd hyped up and floating hover bikes, and they have got some killer weapons on there. They look meaty and they look like they'll cause a lot of damage. Really, really coolly done. Also, one thing to look out for, it's very quick, but there's like a sort of robotic spider type tank gun turret, but it moves around. That looks really good. That'd be quite a nice sort of in the multiplayer killstreak perk. Really looks well done. There's a lot of different things in this this trailer. A lot of things that you'll notice. You'll probably notice bits and bobs I haven't noticed. As I've studied it and seen what I can see, and thought I'd bring it. Story-wise, it looks like it's kind of hired gun assassins that like businesses, possibly nations, can hire out to sort of clean up their cities. Kind of a private mercenary army, really. One thing I particularly note, though, is that you'll see two guys walk past a pen, which is cordoned off with people behind it, so a restricted area, and they seem to be locked away while this is going on. However, you've got that in your mind, and later on in the trailer, there's buses going across the street, cars doing their normal day-to-day running, and there's a gun battle going on from one side of the street to the other, and they're just driving right through as if, you know, it's the norm, they've seen it before. So I don't think this is a particularly military force. I think it's like a hired army that you can, for the highest price, they've got a target, that's their target, they get paid. Very mercenary style. If that is to be true and you can hire out, that would be really, really cool. It'd be a different direction for it rather than just your normal military that we see, or your world wars and your normal factions. That would be really cool. Graphic wise, you'll see the trailers just jaw dropping. Some of the stuff, if that comes out into proper all out gameplay, it is going to be absolutely awesome. And to be fair, Call of Duty has been losing a lot of people the last few games. Very hyped up, then they lose the hype and it gets very samey and it's kind of stale. But I think this one could ignite the flame again. It's very nice. As I say, check out the trailer on YouTube. Have a look at it, watch it first. It's about 2.5 to 3 minutes. Watch it, then you can have a listen to what I've got to say. See if you've noticed the same things I have, or you missed bits. And yeah, it's looking one to watch out for. I'll keep you updated as more stuff's released, more trailers. We might get some multiplayer gameplay footage. I don't think it'll be for a while. I think it'll be a few months before we get to see anything like that or any real details. But a very interesting and very smart looking game could be on the horizon. Could be a possible nominee for Game of the Year, possibly. I think if it, when it's meant to be released, 11th of November is a sketch date. I would say that it's going to be a sort of a Christmas #1. I can easily see it. It'd have to be big, some sort of big game with huge multiplayer capabilities to take it on. But yeah, as I say, check it out and see if you've seen what I've seen. But as I say, the abilities and all the weaponry and new stuff is totally brand new. This stuff that you'll see in the trailer is looking like it's going to be a winner. So I'll keep you updated. Check out my other videos, my retro top 10s, and I've got a first impressions of Halo 5 as well. Not much in that trailer, but I'll tell you what I've seen so far. And come back and I'll do some more videos as more footage is released. Thanks.